OK, let's get to our second topic today. Now, French President Emmanuel Macron, he's been met with a bit of a lukewarm reception while visiting a working-class suburb. The centrist kind of homage president has not been particularly popular with the working class. Check out what happened when he went to one of the suburbs in northern Paris. Now, that thing they're holding over his head, that's actually a special protective Kevlar umbrella.
Like a parasol.
It looks like the Wile E. Coyote little umbrella that he puts up when the anvil's about to fall at his head.
But it costs something like $14,000 and it comes in a special briefcase and it's like acid-proof.
But it was Acme brand.
It's very French, though, isn't it? Like the US president, what have you got in your case, Mr. President? I got the nuclear launch course. What have you got in your case? I have an umbrella. Do you have a little drink that I can put my umbrella in? Do you have a little butter? Parnell, in 30 seconds, blame Emmanuel Macron being pelted by tomatoes by the working class on the left.
Well, so Emmanuel Macron has already set up this case on my behalf because do you know that the invasion of left-wing ideology into the academia in France has caused a friction and a separating between the upper class and the working class. So an anti-Islamist strain has grown up in the working class because of the extremely pro-Islamist academia which came in through cultural relativism, which Macron has been working to expose, but he was unable to stop it. Therefore, the left has created the right in France.
Yes.
And the reception that Macron is getting from both sides is the left's fault.
That is just, you ran out of time about 6 minutes ago, but it was so good that I had to let you keep going. But it is absolutely true, isn't it? This is and it's what we're seeing in Australia as well. Like Macron is like a teal independent. And
with chest hair.
With chest hair. And oh my God, the chest hair. It's incredible. It's like a welcome mat. Like you could literally walk all over him. Darren Barnett, is this what we're seeing? In all seriousness, as a guru, as someone who has spun for, well, you know, the left side of politics, both independents and the Labor Party, is this the threat that we are facing in Australia, that Macron will be seen as a leftist urban elite and the left will effectively leave the working class behind? Or indeed the working class will turn on the left and actually hates them? Because they kind of hate the inner urban left, don't they now?
Oh, they do. And that describes a problem that Labor has in elections where its traditional blue-collar working class base and the inner city tertiary educated elites, and trying to appeal to seats in Gladstone and the Hunter at the same time as Sydney and other Grayndler. It's a problem, but I actually don't think Macron is particularly... He's not left-wing at all. I understand why the leftists are not happy with him. He's
comparatively.
Well, he's the new left, isn't he? He's socially progressive, but
not
economically
tied
liberal.
to an institution.
He's very... he's a bit Blairite, really. And
don't say that about my friend Tony.
But he's not a friend of the worker per se.
No, he's not.
And so therefore... But that's where politics is headed, that everything's on its sort of edges, on its extremist edges, and someone up the middle can get a lot of traction.
Well, this is the thing, and a few people have been saying, well, hang on a minute, is this a new sort of political fracturing in Australia where the working class right sort of go on this side and maybe there's room for a centrist party up the middle? What do you think, is there an existential crisis going on in the two-party system where we don't have a centrist party like Macron's, if you ask some people, or is the problem that, as Darren said, the ALP has become too captive of the inner city urban left and that is leaving the working class behind?
It's definitely inside-outside politics, and you see the two parties almost converging in a lot of their policy agenda, and so the only contest is around brand and leader and things that make us go, wow. And then that's what's pushing it out into the broader regions. But, you know, going back to France, like, these guys, since the guillotine, have always thrown things at their leaders. My hero was a guy called Jose Bove that in the in early 2000 drove a forklift truck through a McDonald's.
Yeah.
All Macron's got, he ended up standing for president. All Macron's got is a tomato in the back of the head. That's pretty good.
A heritage tomato. Did you notice they were both red tomatoes and orange tomatoes? A very French detail.
And to be fair to them,
at some point.
they were freedom fries when Tony Blair was going to war for the forces of righteousness and justice. And to be fair to the forklift guy, he only drove through the McDonald's because the drive-through height limit wouldn't let him.